Hey guys, Jonathan here. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm coming again back with one of these Let's Try Something New lessons. As you know, last Wednesday was Christmas Eve, and I'm usually recording my content on Wednesdays. And let's say that it was a pretty busy and lazy Wednesday, so I couldn't manage to record something for you guys. But I can always, make one of these videos. And this time I decided to make it a little bit more produced. I put one light. The guitar audio is being recorded direct to the computer too. And there's a microphone. So just because this is happening regularly, I'm just gonna upscale a little bit the production of the video. I was also wondering why it's so difficult for me to talk to the camera when I'm doing these videos compared to talking to the iPhone. I guess I have not that much pressure in these videos. I just have the mindset of putting record, and whatever comes from my mouth and my playing, I upload it because you guys are already part of my community and know me as a musician, so there is no pressure in saying the wrong thing or playing the wrong part. If the message is clear and you guys can understand what I want to teach you, I'm happy with that. So what I'm doing with these little videos is just pressing record, and whatever comes to my mind and to my playing, and try to internalize that knowledge and bring it to you guys. So, without further talk, thanks again for the support. It's been a great year. Things are going even better with the content creation. As you know, guys, I live in Switzerland, in Zurich. It's one of the most expensive countries in the world, and I plan to go to Thailand maybe in the near future. And this content creation is actually helping me to try to reach that goal and go and live out of making content and move to Southeast Asia, where life is a little bit cheaper and more affordable than compared to Switzerland, even though it is a beautiful country. All right. So for today's lesson, let's talk about quartal harmony. Okay. Now, building chords using fourths, intervals of fourths. Before we even discuss this concept, let's talk about how do we build chords in diatonic harmony. Right? Whenever we're building a chord, major or major 7, minor 7, we tend to stack notes in thirds. Meaning, if I want to build a major triad, right? If I want to start from C, for example, and I have the first 5 notes of C, of the C major scale, I have C, D, E, F, and G, right? So if I go to C, and I skip the D note, and I go to E, that's a movement of a third, right? And then if I skip the F, and I go to G, that's another movement of a third, right? So in order to construct a C major chord, I always need to move in thirds, from C to E and from E to G. That's a chord built in thirds. Now, a triad has 3 notes, a major 7 has 4 notes, meaning that you're going to keep moving in thirds, but you're going to put one more note. Then you can keep going in thirds and you will have the 3 extensions, right? The 9, the 11, and the 13. And then you can alter a little bit those extensions and you will have alter chords, right? Like the sharp 9, flat 9, sharp 11, flat 13. So these are all combinations made out of just 7 notes. Remember, even though this sounds like a bunch of chords, it's just 7 notes, right? That you combine, and then you have major chords, minor chords, dominant chords, and etc., etc. There is another type of harmony that is called quartal harmony, where instead of using thirds, you're going to stack notes using fourths. They are super useful. I'm going to show you how to create these chords and also where and when can you use them, right? Let's start with, there are 2 types of fourth chords. Before we even start in showing you how these fourth chords are built. There is perfect fourths, meaning chords built out of perfect fourths. Those are the ones we're going to talk today. And then there is chords made out of fourths that fit the diatonic major scale. Meaning you are not going to lift the scale, right? So if you don't lift the scale, eventually one of those fourths is not going to be perfect. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to get closer. So if I want to start a chord from the C note, I got my C note here, right? If I go a fourth below, right, I'm going to have the F note, right? But if I want to go a fourth below from F, I'm going to have the B note, and that's not a perfect fourth anymore. But I need to reach that B note in order to keep playing on the C major scale. So that's a diatonic chord made out of fourths, right? We have a perfect fourth here, and then we have a sharp fourth here. If we put the B flat, that note doesn't belong to C major, right? So those are one type of fourth chords, the ones that are diatonic to the scale. The other ones that we're going to talk today are going to be the perfect fourth, the pure fourths, right? Those are the chords that are made out of just perfect fourth intervals. And again, we're building 3-note chords. This means that we're going to separate the guitar in different sets of strings, like I always do with the triads, right? You guys have seen me done this for a long time. So for example, if I want to play C major, I will split the guitar in different sets of strings. Strings 1 to 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 5, 6. So if I want to play C major, I will go strings 1, 2, and 3, C major, C major, C major, strings 2, 3, and 4, C major, C major, C major, 3, 4, 5, C major, and 4, 5, 6, C major. So again, the concept is we have 3-note chords. Let's stay in just 3 strings. Let's not double any notes. We're going to try to do the same for these fourth chords, meaning it's going to be chords made out of perfect fourths, but using just 3 notes, all right? So let's start on strings 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to be playing around C minor for this example, because after I show you how to build the chords, I'm going to show you where to apply these chords. Where can you use them, right? So I'm going to be looking around the C minor pentatonic kind of, okay? So let's say I'm going to start with this note, because I'm going to start on strings 1, 2, and 3. So I'm kind of targeting this C note on the 8th fret of the high string, okay? So in order to target that note, I'm actually going to start from this D note, okay? That's on the 7th fret of the G string, okay? Now, if I want to go a fourth below, I'm going to go to this G note, right? From D to G, there's fourth. And again, if I want to go another fourth below, I'm going to go from G to C. Maybe I'm going to get closer so you guys can see the fretboard instead of seeing my face and my crazy hair. It's I'm going to cut it, but it's so cold here, so I don't know when. But I have, again, D, I got G, and I got C. Oh, sorry, you see? Those are the mistakes that I need to edit if I'm recording with the camera. So here, if I play the chord, I have this shape. Okay, that's a chord made out of perfect fourths. So anytime I'm playing on strings 1, 2, and 3, you can move this shape around. All right? So that's going to be the shape for strings 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now let's go to strings 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to start from this A note. Okay, I'm on the 4th string now, on the D string. If I want to go a fourth below, I'm going to go to D. And if I want to go a fourth below, I'm going to go to G. Okay, so now I have this chord, 7, 7, 8. Okay? Now, again, this shape is not going to change on these sets of strings, so I can move. Alright, I can move around this shape like as a piano player horizontally, right? Let's go to strings 3, 4, and 5. This time I'm going to think about this G note. How about this? I have a G note here. If I want to go a fourth below, I'm going to go to C. And if I want to go a fourth below, I'm going to go to F. So now I'm going to have this little bar. Right? Now again, I can move it all around. Alright? All around the neck horizontally, right? And the good thing is that if you learn this shape for strings 3, 4, and 5, 4, 5, and 6 is going to be the same. Let's go to C just to make more sense. Okay, so I have 4, 5, and 6, right? That's a fourth chord. So it's a C, F, B flat. So let's say I want to stay on the 8th fret and I want to play all the shapes. I'm going to have something like this. Okay, those are perfect fourth chords, right? Now, when to use them? These chords are great to replace your minor 7th chords. So for example, let's say that you are bumping around C minor 7, something like. Right? So I was playing around C minor 7, and suddenly I brought this chord. Okay, and what I was doing is just think about the C minor pentatonic, right? So think about C minor pentatonic, because the idea here is to replace a minor 7 chord. What we're going to do is we're going to harmonize with fourth chords all the pentatonic notes on the melody, right? So we're gonna start, of course, we're not gonna go all the way up to the 6th string because we don't have more strings. So we're just gonna think all the way up to the 4th string, right? To the D string. So the D is I'm gonna harmonize on top of these notes, right? This one, 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 and this one. We're gonna put those 4 chords on top of these notes. So part of the pentatonic, right? I'm gonna play this chord, right? Then for the root, I'm gonna play this chord. Strings to 1 to 3, sorry. Then for that flat 7 on the 11th fret of the B string, I'm gonna play this chord. And then for that G note, I'm gonna play this chord. And then for the 4th, I'm gonna play this chord. Then flat 3 this chord, root this chord, and flat 7 this chord. So instead of having this, I have this. Okay, now the only thing I'm doing is whenever it can be over a jam track, over, you know, a bump of chords. So anytime the C minor 7 chord is coming, you can always play around these little guys, you know, replace your minor 7 chord for this. So, right? Right? So that works great. So anytime you have a minor 7 chord, you can just always replace those minor 7 chords for these little 4th chords on different sets of strings, right? You're gonna add movement to your classic minor 7 chord using quartal harmony. Another thing that you can do, it's you can actually create inversions out of those perfect 4 chords. And you're gonna end up with really cool chords. They're not gonna be perfect 4th, but they're gonna be really cool chords that you can also move around. Let me give you an example of what I mean by this. You're gonna grab, let's say we play strings 1, 2, and 3. We play this chord, right? We have D, we have G, and we have C, right? Let's say that I bring this C note, right, on the 8th fret of the highest string to this C note, right? Now I'm gonna have this chord. Now the order of the interval is changing, right? It's no longer a perfect 4th, but it's still carrying the same 3 notes. Right now we have C on the bass, we have D, and then we have that G on the melody, right? Now I can move this shape around, again following the pentatonic scale, but this time I'm gonna, you know, think horizontal. So I don't have the shape like this, I have the shape like this. Maybe this is gonna be tricky because I just say the concept, but I haven't played this idea in a while. So let's see how that sounds. So again, I have the perfect 4th chord. I got that C note, I'm bringing an octave lower. And now my middle finger is the one that is gonna lead the pentatonic scale, right? That wasn't that bad, right? So again, what we did was just play the perfect 4th chord, create an inversion of this chord by changing the melody to a bass note and just moving it around. Okay, those are ways to really create really cool chords out of the little perfect 4th chord, right? So in summary, what you want to do is, first of all, of course, understand basic diatonic harmony. We know that in order to build chords, you need to stack notes in thirds. And 95% of the time we're doing this actually, we're stacking notes in thirds. That's how we create minor chords, major chords, dominant chords, and everything. But you also have that 5% of quartal harmony that is really cool to use. And the idea for now is to create movement over your minor 7 chords. How do you do this? By replacing, by harmonizing the pentatonic scale, you know, using those 4 chords. Once you feel comfortable with that, try to look for inversions of these chords, like what I did here, right? I just brought the C note here, and I have this kind of C sus2 chord, right? But it came from this little shape. All right, I hope, let me go a little bit back. Good. You see, if I was recording with a camera, I will need to edit this part because the chord wasn't moving. I hope you find this useful. I hope you enjoy the lesson. Next week is actually Wednesday, is New Year's Eve, but I'm gonna make sure to record a video for you guys that day. I have the video ready for a long time now. It's laying there. I have the PDF files and the audio files. It's just that it was Christmas, right? But again, These little lessons are always coming in case I don't have the time to record a long format video with all the audio files and all the things that you all see. And also for my funk guys, I've been doing a lot of fretboard knowledge and following the chords. The funk videos are coming back again. I've been like playing funk for so long on Patreon and on social media that I'm running out of ideas, but eventually they will come back. Again, guys, thanks for the support and see you next time. Bye-bye.